Welcome back to you watching this video. So this is part 2 of woodworks. Before we proceed with our example, let us first define our unit of measurement. So a while ago we said that our unit of measurement is board foot, but where was it derived from? Okay, so imagine we have here a 12 by 12 inch square and by 1 inch of thickness. Okay, so this is a box. So this one here is a box with the dimension of 12 inch by 12 inch, and it has a thickness of 1 inch. So 12 inch times 12 inch times 1 inch is equivalent to 144. So 144 cubic inch is equivalent to 1 board foot. Okay, so in the market, the pricing would be in board foot or per volume of your material. Just to give you additional information for forms, yung ginagamit natin for formworks, we do apply form oil or coal tire so as to proof it from water, so that we will be able to use it or reuse it, no, for the second, third, or fourth time para hindi dumikit dito yung concrete, and at the same time hindi mag-bleed dito yung concrete. Okay, so we have here a problem. So example number 1, using the area method, determine the 2 by 3 wall studs, determine the 1/4 inch thick plywood for the interior, and using a 1 inch by 6 inch S cut exterior siding. So we need to determine this 3. So for this problem, we're going to use the area method. Since it is called the area method, the first thing that we need to determine is, of course, the area. So we have here a height of 2.8 meters by 6.2 meters. So we are going to use 2 by 3 inch wall studs, or yeah, well, for the wall studs, and it is measured 60.60 meters on center, distance both ways. So 60 centimeters this way, 60 centimeters that way. Okay, so we have here the area. First, the area is equivalent to 2.8 meters times 6.20, okay, minus 1.2 meters, the opening for the window, times 1.2 meters. Therefore, our area is equivalent to 2.8 times 6.20 minus 1.2 times 1.2, and that is equivalent to 15.92 square meters. The orientation of our lumber placed a vital role here. So let's say this is the 2-inch side and this one here is the 3-inch side. Okay, so why did we say that it plays a vital role? So for example, if we are to place it, or if we are to orient it this way, this will take up less space na magkakasya sa isang 1 square meter. It will take up less space that would fit into the 1 square meter compared if it is oriented this way. It would take more space, okay? But more often than not, to help stiffen the structure and for stability, the orientation is this way, okay, with respect to the plywood. If this is the orientation, the plywood is oriented this way, okay? So hindi madalas, more often than, that's not the term, madalang na ganito yung, this is the 3-inch, then we have here your plywood. Because if this is the 3-inch, take note, mas madali siyang iganyan, mas madali siyang i-bend. If this is your 3-inch, mas madali siyang i-bend this way. But if this is your 2-inch, medyo hindi siya ganun kadaling i-bend. Okay? That's why the orientation, more often than not, is oriented this way. And you have your plywood. Okay? So, considering that, the orientation would be this way. So this here would be the 2-inch, while this here would be the 3-inch, and your plywood would be placed this way. Okay. Take note that the distance, the on-center distance here, the on-center distance from here to here is 0.6 meters. So 0.6 meters. Okay. But in actual practice or in actual installation, we do not use here the the SI system. What we use is the English system. So ginagamit natin is in inch. Okay, so 24-inch on center both ways. Okay, and make sure that when you install your material, especially your wood, it is treated with anti-termite solution. Okay, or it is solignum, because that is to avoid yung maanay yung ating uh, kahoy, para hindi ma-sacrifice integrity ng structure. And of course, waterproofing, which is coal tar. Because we know that when the material or when wood is uh, wet, it is very weak in terms of its strength. Okay? Pero pag natutuyo yan, dun niya nagigain yung kanyang strength. Okay? So after solving for the area, the next thing that we need to do is to determine the length of wood or or lumber that would fit into a 1 square meter. Okay? So imagine we have here the 1 square meter area. Ito yung ating 1 square meter area. 1 meter by 1 meter. This one here. Okay, so yan. Ngayon, our orientation, like what I've said, plays an important role. So, orient this way, ilan ang magkakasya na vertical sa 1 meter? So, we have here 1, and we have here another 2. Take note, the on-center distance here is 0.6 to the distance is on-center. So, 0.6 is here. Okay? So, makakapagdagdag pa ba tayo ng another 0.6? No. But the total distance from edge to edge is 1 meter. Likewise with this one. 1 meter, 1 meter. Okay? So, yan. So, ilan din ang magkakasyang horizontal bars or horizontal stud for the 1 square meter? We have 1, 2. So, dalawa lang yung magkakasya. Take note, this will be varying depending on the spacing. Dito kasi what we use is 0.6, 0.6. Pag sinabing 0.6 by 0.3, then mas liliit. Then i-check natin kung ilan ang magkakasyang horizontal studs. Okay? So after that, we now determine the length. So ano yung vertical, ano yung horizontal, and ano yung diagonal. So for the vertical, take note, hindi tayo dapat nagpuputol sa vertical. When we are doing our cuts, it is better if we do it with the horizontal. Okay? Kasi yung vertical, pag pinutol mo yan ng vertical, maglalagay ka ng splice block. Okay? Pero mas stable if it is a continuous one. So hindi tayo magpuputol sa vertical. Sa horizontal tayo magpuputol. Okay? So, ilan ang magkakasya? We have 1 meter plus 1 meter for the vertical length. So, 1 plus 1. Next, for the horizontal, this is 1, but we need to subtract the thickness of the lumber. Okay? So, take note that the thickness here is 2 inch. Thickness is equivalent to 2 inch, and 2 inch is equivalent to 0.05 meters. Tama? So, we have here plus, we have 1, this is 1 meter, minus 0.05, minus 0.05. And there are 2 of them. We have 1, 2. So, we multiply it by 2. Okay? Next would be the diagonal. So, for the diagonal, we can use the square root of 1 squared plus 1 squared. So, 1 squared plus 1 squared. Therefore, the length is equivalent to, we have 1 plus 1 minus 0.05 minus 0.05 times 2 plus the square root of 1 squared plus 1 squared. That is equivalent to 5.214. 5.214 meter per square meter. Okay? Ganun kahaba yung kailangan natin na lumber per square meter. Okay? But take note that our unit for board foot, yung board foot natin is English. So we need to convert this 5.214 meter into feet. Okay, so shift, convert. We have meters to feet. So alin dito? Meters to feet. So we have 404. So that is 17.107 feet per square meter. So a while ago we were able to solve for the area, and our area is 15.92 square meters. So dito pwede na natin ma-determine yung length ng ating lumber. Okay? Yung length ng lumber natin would be the area. What is the area? So 15.92 square meters times ilang feet per square meter, that is 17.107. So 17.107 feet per square meter. Square meter will cancel out. Therefore, 17.107 times 15 is, no. 17.107 times 15.92, and that is equivalent to 272.343 feet. Okay? The next thing that we need to do is to convert this 272.343 feet into board foot. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Take note that the dimension of our lumber is 2 inch by 3 inch by 1 feet. And i-convert natin yon ng board foot since saka natin i-multiply. Okay, so the dimension is 2 inch by 3 inch by 1 foot. Okay, so saan nanggaling yung 12 dito sa ilalim? Okay, take note. Okay, so let's imagine that we do not have the 12 inch in the denominator first. Take note that 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inch. Okay, so 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inch. So inch times inch times inch is equivalent to 1 board foot. Am I right? So 1 board foot na siya, yung inch cube. But take note that 1 board foot is equivalent to 144 cubic inch. Okay? So inch, magka-cancel yung inch sa denominator. Then, magka-cancel wala ito. Magka-cancel si 12. Then, 144 divided by 12. That is equivalent to 12. So, matitira na lang dito is 12 sa denominator. That's why we have 12. So, para mas madali, 2 times 3 times the length divided by 12. Okay? So, yan. So, times. I-multiply natin dyan yung, i-multiply natin si 272 times 272.343 feet. Okay, so magka-cancel din dyan si feet. Ang matitira sa atin would be board foot. So 2 times 3 times 272.343 divided by 12, and that is equivalent to 136.172 board foot. Okay, now what would be the factor for the lumber? Take note what lumber we are going to use would be 2 inch by 3 inch by 12 feet. Why are we using 12 feet? Take note, this is a vertical stud. So, for the vertical stud, as much as possible, dapat from flooring to ceiling yung height niya. Okay? Hindi dapat tayo nagka-cut sa vertical because that would cause instability. But if ever magka-cut man tayo sa vertical, maglalagay tayo or mag-add tayo ng splice block. Okay? But to avoid that, we can cut na lang sa horizontal. Okay? So dito ang gagamitin natin would be 12 inch. So what would be the board foot of a 2 by 3 by 12? So that is equivalent to 2 times 3 times 12 divided by 12. Okay? So yung 12 na-derive na natin kung bakit may 12 sa ilalim. Okay? So we have 2 times 3 times 1. So that is 6 board foot per piece. Okay? So we divide 136 board foot by 6 board foot per piece. We will be left with the pieces. Okay? So ang bibilhin natin is 136.172 divided by 6. And that is equivalent to 22.695 pieces. So, hindi naman tayo makakabilang 0.695 pieces. So, we round it up to 23 pieces. So, we're going to order 23 pieces of 2 by 3 by 12 feet rough lumber. RO stands for rough lumber. Okay? So, the next thing that we need to estimate now would be the plywood. So, for the plywood, it would be, we will be using 1/4 inch plywood for interior wall. Now, be careful if it is interior wall or exterior wall. Okay? So, mag-iiba kasi yung area natin if it is exterior. For problem number 2, for for the next video, doon natin mas ma-realize yung sinasabi natin na be careful for interior and exterior wall. Okay? So, for the plywood, we are going to use again the area. So, what is the area that we were able to solve a while ago? The area is 15.92. So 15.92 square meters. Now for the number of plywood, take note that the commercial length of plywood, the width is 4 feet and the length is 8 feet, or that is equivalent to 1.2 meters by 2.4 meters. So these are the commercial length of a plywood. Now for the thickness, it varies depending sa pangailangan or sa specifications, okay, sa materials natin. But ito yung not common, but this is the commercial size of the plywood. Now for the number of plywood, we simply divide the area that we were able to solve, and that is 15.92. So 15.92 divided by the area of the plywood, that would be 1.2 by 2.4. So that is equivalent to 15.92 divided by 1.2 times 2.4. That is equivalent to 31.84. Okay, and wala namang 31.84, therefore that is rounded up to 32 pieces. 32 pieces of 4 feet by 8 feet by 1, this should be 1/4 marine plywood. Okay, so that is for the number of plywood. Okay, so for the S-cut, exterior sidings, we are going to use again the 1 meter by 1 meter. So, titignan natin kung ilan magkakasyang S-cut sa isang 1 square meter. Now, take note that the width of your S-cut is 4 inch, or that is 0.1 meter. Okay, so it is like the tongue and groove. Okay, so the width is 4 inch and the thickness is 1 inch. So parehas lang sila. So this 1 meter, how many 0.1 meter would fit in? So we have 1 meter divided by 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. So 0.1. So 1 meter divided by 0.1, that is equivalent to 10. Okay, but we need to increase it by 20% due to shrinkage. Okay, so times 1.22, and that is equivalent to 12.2 pieces. So 12.2 pieces per square meter. Now this time we need to convert that pieces into board foot. So how are we going to do that? But first we need to determine how many board foot yung kasya sa isang 1 meter by 1 meter. Okay? So for that, we know that the width of the S side cut is the thickness is 4 and 1. So 1 inch times 4 inch times, we have here, ilang feet ang 1 meter? We have 3.28. So that is 3.28 feet divided by 12. Okay? Times how many pieces are there? There are 12. No. Sige. Yan muna. Factor muna. So we have 1 times 4 times 3.28 divided by 12. And that is equivalent to 1.093 board foot per piece. Okay? Now we are interested for the board foot of per square meters. Okay? Board foot per square meters. So we have here board foot per square meters, and that is equivalent to 1.093 board foot per piece times, we have here 12.2. So we have there 12.2 pieces per square meter. So pieces will cancel out and we will be left with 1.093 times 12.2. We have 13.339 board foot per square meters. Then we can now compute for the total board foot to be used. Okay, so what is our area? Our area, take note, though binigay kasi, we were given one side lang, no? We were given one side, so we are just going to use this. But if we have an interior and exterior, we need to solve for the exterior because the area exterior is different from the area interior. So since we do not have any other given, we use the area interior, and that is equivalent to 15.92. So 15.92 square meters times, what is the board foot per square meter? That is 13.339 board foot per square meters. So times 15.92, that is equivalent to 212.352 board foot. Are we done? No, we're not yet done. Take note, this is just the board foot. So gaano karami yung bibilhin natin na 1 inch by 4 inch by 10 feet of exterior sidings? Okay, so what would be the factor for the 1 by 4 by 10? So we simply multiply 1 times 4 times 10 divided by 12, and that is equivalent to 3.333 board foot per piece. So divide natin yung total board foot natin, which is 212.352 board foot per piece divided by 3.333 board foot per piece. So 212.352 divided by 3.333, and that is equivalent to 63.712 piece, or we round it up to 64 pieces of 1 by 4 by 10 SCAT sidings. So yan, ito yung final value that we are going to order from our supplier. Okay, so I'll see you in example number 2.